Every year, about 150,000 people move to Los Angeles to become an actor. A few hundred of them will actually make it. A handful of those will become household names, and almost none of them will have any idea what they're actually signing up for when they get there. This is what that life actually looks like, from the beginning all the way to the end. Year 1, the waiting phase. You move to Los Angeles with $800, a headshot, and a confidence that will not survive the next 6 months. You find an apartment with 4 other aspiring actors. You get a job at a restaurant where you tell every single customer you're actually an actor. They nod and look back at their menus. You go to auditions where you wait in a hallway with 200 people who look exactly like you. You read 3 lines. You drive home, you don't get a call back. The average actor in Los Angeles works a service job for 3 to 7 years before landing anything significant. Most never land anything at all. Around 98% of SAG-AFTRA members earn below the poverty line from acting in any given year. The ones who make it never forget this part. The ones who don't eventually stop telling people they're an actor. Year 2, the extra. Your first real job on a film set is standing in the background of a coffee shop scene pretending to talk to someone. You can't actually talk. You have to mime conversation so you don't ruin the audio. You get paid $187 for 12 hours of standing and miming. You tell everyone you were in a movie. Technically, you were. Technically, you are now a professional actor. The director never looked at you once. Background extras appear in nearly every film ever made, and most of them are invisible to the audience, the crew, and the director. But some of Hollywood's biggest names started here. Brad Pitt stood in the back of a party scene in less than 0 before anyone knew his name. You won't know it yet, but this is the best part of the whole career. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody cares if you mess up. That won't last. Year 3, the first named role. You get a part with a name, not your name. The character's name. Something like Detective Number 2 or Barista or Concerned Neighbor. You have 2 lines. You prepare for those 2 lines for 3 weeks. You run them in the mirror. You run them in the car. You run them in the shower. You show up on set and deliver them, and they're fine. They cut one of them in editing, but your name is in the credits. Your parents watch the credits. They pause it on your name. You are in a movie. Your agent calls the next day and says the director liked you. This is the moment most actors will say changed everything. Not a big break, not an award. Just someone with power saying your name out loud in a positive way. That one sentence is the difference between 5 more years of waiting tables and the rest of your career. Year 4, the agent game. Somewhere around this time you get a real agent, not a manager who works out of their apartment, a real agency. They call you talent. They negotiate on your behalf. They take 10% of everything you earn. In exchange, they make phone calls to people you could never reach. The Hollywood agency system is one of the strangest economies in the world. A handful of massive agencies control who gets seen for what. Your agent has 200 clients. They will think about you when your name comes up and not think about you the rest of the time. That is the deal. You are grateful for it. Year 6, the big break. A movie comes out and people know your face. Not your name yet. Your face. You're the one from that movie. Strangers recognize you in airports and can't quite place where they know you from. You start getting offered roles without auditioning. Studios send scripts directly to your agent. Your fee goes from $50,000 a film to $500,000 overnight. This shift usually happens inside 6 weeks. One film releases and the entire industry recalibrates around you. The psychology of this moment breaks a non-trivial number of people. You went from nobody to somebody and nobody told you how to handle it. Most actors will say in interviews, years later, that they wish someone had warned them. None of them can quite explain what they would have done differently. Year 8, the peak. You are the most famous version of yourself you will ever be. Your name opens movies. Studios build entire budgets around your availability. You have a trailer the size of a small house. You have a team, publicist, manager, agent, lawyer, assistant, assistant's assistant. You stop going to regular restaurants. You stop flying commercial. You have opinions about things you've never thought about, and people publish them. This phase lasts about 5 years for most A-listers. A few stretch it to 10. Almost nobody stretches it to 20. The public is fickle in a way that is genuinely hard to describe until you've lived it. 1 year you can do no wrong. The next year, the exact same behavior makes the front page for the wrong reasons. You don't see the shift coming. Nobody ever does. Year 10, the typecast trap. You played one character who connected with audiences, and now every script you receive is that character in a different costume. Action hero, romantic lead, the funny friend. Producers aren't interested in the parts of you that don't fit the box because that box made them money. Breaking out of a typecast is one of the hardest things to do in Hollywood, and most actors never fully manage it. The ones who do usually make a move that looks like career suicide from the outside. A weird indie, a villain role, a total pivot nobody expected. Audiences resist it first, then they accept it, then they call it brave. But the window where you can actually make that move is narrow and you have to spot it while you're still at the peak, which almost nobody does. Year 12, the public moment. Something happens, a bad film, a controversy, a relationship that falls apart in front of cameras, a statement that reads differently in a headline than it did in your head. The internet decides something about you, and it moves faster than any PR team can respond to. Your publicist is on the phone. Your team is in emergency sessions. The thing about public opinion is that it doesn't require accuracy, it just requires momentum. Some actors survive this completely intact. Some don't. The ones who survive it usually do one thing: nothing. They go quiet. They let it pass. The ones who don't survive it usually respond, which adds fuel, which extends the story, which eventually becomes the real story. Year 15, the comeback. 3 to 5 years after the public moment, you make something that reminds everyone why they cared in the first place. Hollywood loves a comeback because a comeback is a story, and stories sell. The comeback requires exactly one thing: doing something nobody expected you to do, and doing it well. Matthew McConaughey spent a decade making romantic comedies nobody remembered, and then disappeared, and came back doing films nobody expected him to take and won an Oscar. Robert Downey Jr. was considered uninsurable by every major studio, and then became the highest paid actor on the planet. The comeback is sometimes bigger than the original peak, but it requires something the first peak didn't: a willingness to be small and uncomfortable again before you can be big. Most people who've been at the top find that part very difficult. Year 30, the last act. You are no longer the lead. You are the mentor, the general, the wise figure in the corner of the frame, who says the thing that changes the protagonist's life and then doesn't appear again until the third act. Character actors in their 60s and 70s often describe this as the best work of their entire career. The pressure is off. The box office weight is off your name. You can choose roles based on what actually interests you rather than what opens weekends. The irony of a Hollywood career is that the part most actors find most satisfying is also the part that comes after they've already lost most of what they spent their life chasing. The fame, the money, the name above the title. All of it fades. What's left is the actual work. Some of them say they wish they'd understood that earlier. None of them stopped trying to get to the top.